Hello and welcome to today's session. We're going to do some yoga today with the help of Smelly Cat, maybe not. You don't need any equipment whatsoever for today's yoga session. If you would like to bring a block, you can, but you don't need one. We're going to start by just finding a nice, comfortable, easy seated position wherever you'd like. You're at home. If you want to sit at the top of your mat, you can. Otherwise, you can sit wherever you want. Okay, closing down the eyes or softening the gaze, whichever feels most comfortable for you today. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. On your exhale, drop right ear to right shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, right ear, right shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, right ear, right shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, right ear, right shoulder. We're going to stay for the inhale. And the exhale. One more in. Let it go. Drop chin to chest. Take your head in a circle. Bring left ear, left shoulder as you exhale. Inhale here. Soften through both of your shoulders. Let your head be heavy. Stay for the inhale. And the exhale. One more in. Exhale, let it go. One more in. Exhale, drop chin to chest. And then roll up the spine so that you come to a position where you are seated, hands are on your knees, and the crown of the head is going up towards the ceiling. We're going to take our left hand to the outside of your knee, so all the way over the top. If Flynn wasn't sitting on my knee, you might be able to see that a bit better, but you don't need to, just feel it. We're going to send our left shoulder as if we're trying to take it towards our right knee and twist, sending this shoulder as far forward as you can. Extend through your arm, make this left arm nice and long. Inhale, come back to center. Same on the other side. Right hand covers your right knee as we twist through our right shoulder, sending everything towards our left knee here. Come back to center. Exhale, go to the left. Really think about sending your shoulder towards your knee and twisting through the top part of your spine. You might get a crack or a pop. Feel quite nice. Back to center. Exhale, go the other way. Relax through the lower part of the body if you can. Take another breath in here. He's on one today. Come back to center. We're going to send everything back towards the back of the room. I think I'm about to get pounced on by the dog. Yep. Thank you, darling. Inhale, send the chest forward. Roll the shoulders down and back. Just move through the head if that feels nice. And then we're going to find ourselves in a tabletop position. I'm going to position myself so that you can see me, but you can be straight on your mat. You're going to take some movement. This is something that I offer in more than 90% of my practice. Just to move through the hips, move through the shoulders, and just feel where your shoulders are at today. Feel where your hips are at today. You don't have to do anything about it. Just notice what you're feeling. And then we're going to take a moment just to find some stillness in this position. I want you to send your hips slightly further back than your knees. And I want you to think about, we're imagining our pelvis is going in a semicircle here. So we want to bring your hip towards your elbow on this left side. And I want you to feel like this hip, the right one, is almost dropping downwards and backwards towards the back of the room. Think about that hip bone on the left side going towards the elbow more. And then we're going to take that semicircle so that we're swinging all the way through to the other side. So this time my right hip is driving towards my right elbow. My left hip is driving almost down towards the floor and back. Take an exhale as we swing through. We're going to take this movement a little bit more quickly now. And then take it the other way. So inhale as we stop. Same with our neck movements. Exhale as you swing. Inhale to center, exhale as we swing. Now, as we keep going with this movement, I want you to think more about bringing your elbow and your hip together. We're not actually bringing the elbow and hip together, but I want you to lean slightly more forward so that we're getting more of a stretch into that outer hip. Send it back as much as you can and then bring the hip forward. Exhale as we swing. Inhale brings you to center. Come back to your tabletop position. We're going to take 3 rounds of cat-cow here. So dropping your tailbone down towards the mat. Let the top part of your body be really heavy as you press the ground away. Inhale, lift the tailbone. Let that curl the spine, roll the shoulders. The head rises so that we can gaze just about 45 degrees. We're not going all the way to 90 degrees here to crank open the neck. Exhale as you let everything become heavy as you press the ground away. Inhale, tailbone towards the sky. Chest drops, chin lifts. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. As you round, we're going to take that same swinging movement through the hips, but I want you to stay in this rounded position and just feel the difference. So we're going to bring one hip forward. I'm doing my right hip first. Send it back towards the back of the room. You can tuck the tailbone towards the sky. And then as you come to the left side, you're going to push the pelvis forward once again. Tuck the tailbone, lift the tailbone as you go back. And then bring everything forward as you come to your right side. Swing and lift. Come back to center. I'm going to reorient myself on my mat so that I can send the left foot back, send the right foot back, and we're going to meet in our plank position. When we are in our plank, I know I say this a lot. I'm going to turn around again because I need to show you. Okay, when I see a lot of people do plank, they do this. Am I going to say that this is wrong? I'm not going to say it's wrong. I'm going to say we can do it better. So, what I like to practice when I'm doing my plank, because I find a lot of people get lower back pain when they're doing it like this. Also, I don't feel enough tension through my core. So I'm going to push the ground away, which is something that you'll need to practice. So I'm pushing, pushing, pushing. The top of my shoulder blades is going towards the ceiling. I then want to tuck my tailbone under so that I'm closing the space between my hips and my ribs. Does it look like this, which is your traditional plank? It does not. Does it look like my hips are up in the sky? A little bit. Is this more effective for your core? 100%. So, when we're doing our plank positions, that's the position that I'd like you to find. I want you to play with it. I want you to notice what the difference is in your body. And I want you to just understand which feels nicer for you and which feels more effective. Hello, baby. Right, find your downward facing dog. We're going to pedal out our dog, so just bring one knee and then the other to the mat. Just alternating, feeling through your calves, feeling through the lower part of the body, and then we're going to find some stillness in our downward facing dog. We're going to take a breath in here. You're going to exhale, let everything be nice and heavy, and then you're going to take a step closer to your hands, and you're going to take your feet super wide on your mat. Our aim in this position is not to get the heels to the mat, it's to shorten the space between your hands and your feet. You're going to take your left hand and you're going to reach for your right ankle. I don't want this to be 100%. So we're just thinking about breathing into this position, letting the gaze stay down towards the mat to start with. Take another breath in here. And then I want you to imagine that you're trying to crawl through the space between your leg and your arm. Imagine that you're 5 and you're trying to crawl out of a Wendy house that you've built. I don't know why that analogy came into my head. I do, it's my nephew's birthday and I've just been thinking about toys and playing and all those things. The things that we stopped doing as adults, she says, having done gymnastics this morning. Okay, take a breath in here. Exhale, relax everything. We're going to take the right hand to the left ankle. Just breathe in here for a breath or two. Feel the stretch through the pelvis, through the lower back. We're thinking about sending our left heel down, but it doesn't matter if it doesn't touch. I'm going to say that louder. Does not matter if it doesn't touch. We just want to feel a twist. I want you to feel the stretch through the lower back. And now we think about that Wendy house. We think about sending our head peekaboo through our arm. If that's there, if you get to just turning the head slightly so you can see under your arm, and that's enough, that is fine. Bring your both hands back down to the mat. We're going to find our down dog. We're going to curl the spine forward and then exhale, find your up dog. Knees wide, big toes together, send hips and heels back towards the back of the mat. We're going to keep, apologies here, I have a bit of a snotty cold thing going on, so apologies if my articulation is not amazing today. Not that it's ever perfect, but I'm just pointing that out. Let's point out the obvious. Hands are down on the mat. I want to roll my shoulders back and down. That means turning the elbows so that they face, well, mine go all the way around, so I'm trying to face them towards you guys. Yours might be facing one another. Wherever you are, I want you to take them to the end of their range of movement here. Think about now pressing the base of your hand into the mat, lengthening your tailbone back towards the back of the room, and then allowing everything to be nice and strong here. You should feel in this moment like you've got the middle part of your back is being squeezed together. That's what you should feel in this moment. Exhale, you're going to round the spine, curl everything in, let everything be nice and heavy. We're going to take the left hand and you're going to twist it underneath your body just for a breath and then come back to center. Find that squeeze through your lower lats once again. Then exhale, round through the spine and thread the needle underneath your body. Come back to center, press the base of the hands down, find that squeeze, turn your eyes of your elbows, find that lower lat squeeze, and then we're going to release and twist. Come back to center, inhale, exhale, find that squeeze, inhale, release, exhale, find your twist. Come back to center. We're going to send the hips forward, find upward facing dog. You can tuck your toes so that you're elevated and lifted here. Take a nice breath in, exhale, find downward facing dog. Pedal your dog if you'd like. Let your heels be nice and heavy. Inhale, we're going to lift up through the right leg. So, I know we've done this before, but I'm going to say it again. You want to try and point your big toe down towards the mat. What I always find, now, do I say always? Most of the time, I find as soon as I lift this leg up, my other heel wants to come off the mat. So I try to be very cognizant of that and think about sending my left heel down towards the mat. But we're just going to practice just feeling this position, allowing the body to just be where it is in this moment. Relax through the upper body. Then exhale, you're going to bring your foot in between your hands. You're going to drop the back knee and untuck the toe, finding a low lunge. Take an inhale as we send the chest towards your thigh. See if you can stay here. Breathing into this position, then exhale. Keep your chest and belly connected as you send the hip back towards the back of the room. Now, what I also find here is that my hip wants to go out towards the right side. I want you to think about trying to almost take it back behind you, back to the left side, keeping this big toe down on the mat for this particular portion of this stretch. You will find a different stretch into your hamstring. Anyone who suffers with what I commonly understand to be called yogi butt, but it's like a pain right at the top of your hamstring where it meets your bum. This is a really great stretch to do for that. I will also do another video on how to get rid of that, because I get it. If I stop doing my rehab stuff, I get that quite a lot. Inhale, we're coming back forward. You're going to turn your back toes to 90 degrees, and then you're going to lift the heel up. Walk your hands forward on your mat. Now, this might be enough. This might be where you're at, and that is absolutely fine. Wherever you are, I want you to think about driving this knee into your tricep. If you're up here, that we're just still thinking about doing the same thing, but I don't want this to happen. We're not trying to collapse the knee in. What I want you to think about is driving this hip flexor, your adductor, into your elbow as much as you can. For 3, for 2, for 1. Now we're going to send it back. Bring this right foot to the right side of your mat. Sink everything down, drop the back knee, untuck the toe, and just feel into this movement. So side to side. Oh, that feels quite nice, both nice and disgusting today for me. Okay, now let this foot come off the mat so that your outside edge of your foot is still on the mat. The rest of it's lifted up towards the sky. You're going to take your hand, you're going to send that knee towards the other side of the room. If this is what that looks like, that is fine. This is kind of end goal. This is not my first day. I have been doing this a long time. So don't get frustrated. Take a breath in here and then let everything come down. We're going to send that foot back to the back of the room. You're going to tuck the toes so that we're on the top of our feet here. So we're in our plank position. We've thought about tucking the tailbone under. We've thought about pressing the ground away. We're on the top of our feet. Now drop the knees. Send the hips back towards the heels and find a lengthened child's pose. So this is going to be the opposite of when we were here and we were pushing the elbows outward and you were feeling the lower back. We're now going to think about reaching as far as we can forward. Almost imagine somebody's pulling you towards me. Imagine I'm pulling you towards me. We're going to keep that hip and heel connection as much as we can, and we're going to try and reach towards me, like actively thinking about pushing your hands up towards the top of your mat. and then let that go. Take a breath in as we come back to our upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a breath in here. Exhale, let everything be heavy. Inhale, lift up left side. Think again about the heel on the right foot. Have you hopped up onto your toes? Can you let that be nice and heavy down towards the mat? Can you turn your big toe on your left side down towards the mat a little bit more just to square those hips up? Are you feeling a stretch down the back of your right leg? If not, how can you make that happen? Keep the breath nice and smooth. And then exhale, we're going to bring that knee through the centre. Plant it in between the hands, drop the back knee and untuck the toe. Same again, we're going to send those knees as far forward as you can. Drive this left heel down towards the mat. You might get a really intense calf stretch here, that's what we're looking for. Taking a breath in. Exhale, drive that heel down a little bit more. And then send the hips back, keeping belly and thighs connected and feeling that hamstring stretch. Let the top half of the body be heavy. Know what you're feeling here. Think about whether your left hip is trying to hoik its way out to the left side. Can you send it back behind you? Can you let the top part of your body be heavier? Think about where you're feeling sensations in both the top and the bottom part of your body in this moment. Again, you don't have to do anything about it. I just want you to notice what you're feeling. Keep the breath nice and smooth. And then sending everything back forward. We're going to turn the back foot to 90 degrees first. Walk your hands to in front of you. And then we're going to lift up through that back heel. Again, you might be here, and that's fine. You don't get any points. There are no points awarded whatsoever for this game. This game we call yoga. So wherever you are, see if you can bring your tricep or your elbow to the inside edge of your left knee. And we're going to drive this left knee forward into your tricep, into your forearm as much as you can. Keep pressing it, keep pressing it, keep pressing it. Keep pressing it. And then let it go. We're going to rotate through to find our lizard pose. Drop that back knee once again. Untuck the toe. Move into your hips. If that feels nice, it should. It also might not. And I'm going to tell you, whilst we're doing this, before we move on to the next bit, there is a misconception that yogis and flexible people are flexible all the time. That's a lie. It is a lie. Sometimes I try and do a middle split workout and it feels disgusting. It feels horrible, depends what I've been doing. Maybe I've been squatting, maybe I've been doing some heavy leg work in another area, and it feels horrible. So just know, sometimes you'll be able to do things, and sometimes, depending on how your body feels, you won't. Bring your left hand to the inside of your left knee and send your knee away. That again might look like this. It might look like this. Whatever it looks like is perfect. Oh, clonk. My elbow just went clonk. That also happens to all people. Stuff goes clonk. Is it bad? That depends. I can't offer you any more than that. It just depends. So let that hip just move if you want to. Oh, that's nice. I'm lingering here because it feels really nice in this moment. I really like it. Keep that breath nice and smooth. And then we're going to plant the hand down. Send that leg back towards the back of the room. Come back to the top of your feet. Take a breath in as you find upward facing dog. Exhale, find downward facing dog. Pedal out your dog once again. Then inhale, lift up through the right leg. This time you're going to bend the knee. You're going to turn your knee towards the right side of the room and then try and lift it towards the sky. Take a breath in here. Exhale. You're going to bring your knee to your left elbow. And then you're going to send it back. You're going to bring your knee to your right elbow. And then you're going to send it back. You're going to bring your knee to your left elbow. We're going to drop it to the right elbow. You're going to put that right foot on the side of your left hand. And you're going to find this pigeon position. Okay, I want you to think about where your knee is in relation to your right hand. I want your right hand and your right knee to meet. If your pigeon looks like this, that is fine. If your pigeon looks like this, that's not fine. That's not where we want to go with this movement. If you cannot find your right hand and your right knee connected with your right foot somewhere near your left hand, you're going to come to a baby pigeon position. We want safety for the body first, so let's make sure that we're doing that. Take a breath in here. You're going to do 3 push-ups. Press, press, press. And now you're going to tuck those back toes, send everything back to the back of the room, find downward facing dog. Take a breath in and then lift your left leg. Draw your your foot to your bum, then lift that knee up towards the sky. This is one of my favourite stretches, and 90% of my class in person hate it, and I don't understand. But I don't live in their bodies. So come back to centre. You're going to drive your left knee towards your right elbow, and then you're going to kick it back. You're going to drive your left knee towards your left elbow, and then you're going to kick it back. You're going to drive your left knee towards your right elbow, and then to your right wrist, and then to your left wrist, where you're going to put it down, and we're going to find our pigeon on the left side. Again, if you need to take baby pigeon, you can. Take a breath in here. We're going to do the same thing, 3 push-ups. And press. And press. And press. This time, you're going to sit onto your hip. You're going to bring that leg in front. We're going to roll down onto our backs. And you're going to take just a couple of pelvic tilts, just moving through that pelvis. If you have your hair up, like I did, you're going to take it out, because we're going to do some fun rolly things with a little bit of Corey thing before we chill. Okay, so from here, we're going to plant the hands down onto your mat, and you're going to lift your legs up towards the sky. This is fooling your body into thinking that we're going into a waterfall. We are not. So, here, we're going to lift the hips up. Now, if when you try and lift your hips, you only get to here, that is fine. Hold that. Otherwise, if you can lift your hips all the way up, we're going to bring them all the way overhead. On your exhale, you're going to roll your spine down. You're going to let your legs become heavy. We're going to reach up towards the sky, and then we're going to forward fold. Inhale, you're going to pick your arms up. Exhale, roll down. Let the feet come with you. See if you can touch your hands and your feet together. Let your legs roll back the way down. As you inhale, you lift. As you exhale, you fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, roll. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, roll backwards. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to stay here. Whatever this looks like for you, just let everything be nice and heavy. Keeping that breath nice and smooth. Then we're going to roll all the way up. You're going to cross your right leg over your left leg, and I want the foot to be just below your knee. So normally, I say normally, I don't do anything normally. When we've done this before, I will bend my bottom knee. For this one, we're going to keep that foot outside of your shin, and I want you to grow tall through the spine. We're not going to use the hands at all here. We're going to lift the left arm up. You're going to reach towards the sky, and then you're going to twist, and you're going to put your hand as close to your bum, hip as you can. Take a breath in, and I want you now to think about sending your right knee towards the left side as we take a twist. So right knee is going left. You might feel cramp in your adductor in here. Come back to centre. Let's go the other way. So same thing. Foot's on the outside of your shin. You're thinking about sending this knee that way. We're going to twist. You're going to reach up towards the sky with your right hand. I want you to reach up more than you think you need to, and then plant that hand as close to your hip as you possibly can. Thinking about that knee, keep the tension. So we want the foot going towards the shin, the knee going towards the right side. Breathe here. Then bring everything back into centre. If you would like to give yourselves a little seated hug, you can. Otherwise, I am going to wish you, as I do in every single one of our sessions, the most sunshine-filled day that has more than a few elements of magic, a lot of things that make you laugh, things that taste good, things that smell nice, and things that bring you a lot of joy. Until the next session.